Ah, the Turkish Riviera. You've probably seen the pictures, right? Sun, beautiful sea, and a property market that is absolutely booming. Places like Alanya are pulling in investors from all over the world. It really does look like paradise. But as any smart investor knows, where there's huge opportunity, there's usually a whole lot of complexity too.
So that leads us to the big question, doesn't it? If you're sitting thousands of miles away, how on earth do you even start? How do you figure out the local laws, check out properties, and feel, truly confident that your investment is safe? It's a huge thought, and honestly, that uncertainty is the very thing that stops a lot of people right in their tracks.
So what's the solution? How do investors bridge that gap between dream and reality? Well, the most common answer is finding a local partner you can really trust. And for our look into the Alanya market, we're zooming in on one firm, Mustafa Çimen Property. Their entire business is built around being that guide for international clients.
And their mission statement, I think, just nails it. They get that it's not just about the beautiful property, it's about the process. Fast, transparent, and flawless. Now just think about those three words. In a foreign market that can feel slow, confusing, and maybe full of hidden surprises, that's a direct promise to tackle an investor's biggest fears head-on.
Okay, so a strong mission is a great start, but talk is cheap, right? How does that actually work in the real world? It all comes down to their professional standard, the real nuts and bolts of how they deliver on that promise. And it looks like their whole approach is built on these 5 core strengths. It's this combo of knowing the local market inside and out, having access to a huge network of properties, and then using actual data to make decisions. When you wrap all of that in a premium international level service, well, the goal is pretty clear. Replace all the guesswork with a structured, protective process. Now think for a second about the number one reason an international deal can fall apart. It's almost always communication. One tiny misunderstanding can be unbelievably costly. That's why making sure they can actually speak your language isn't just a nice little perk, it is absolutely essential to building real trust. And we're not talking about just a few basic phrases either. They offer full, comprehensive support in English, Russian, German, and Arabic. I mean, that just blows the language barrier wide open for a massive slice of the international market. The goal is to make sure absolutely nothing gets lost in translation. All right, so we've covered the how. Now let's get to the really fun part, the what. What kind of investment opportunities are we actually looking at in Alanya and the surrounding areas? What's really smart here is how they organize their portfolio based on what you, the investor, actually want. First, you've got exclusive living. That's for your dream apartment or luxury villa. Then there are strategic assets like land and commercial buildings for more long-term play. And for the person who's all about the numbers, they have high-yield projects focused on getting a great return. It's definitely not a one-size-fits-all approach. And this vision statement really tells you where they've planted their flag. Even though the portfolio has variety, their focus is clearly on the high-end luxury market. The goal isn't just to be the biggest real estate agency, but to be the most trusted name for prestigious investments. It's a clear signal of quality over quantity. So when you boil it all down, their entire model seems to be built on 2 pillars, clarity and trust. The value proposition is actually pretty simple: to be a reliable, professional partner as you invest in this beautiful, but yeah, sometimes complex part of the world. And their tagline really just says it all, doesn't it? The reliable address for prestigious investments. In a market where just finding a trustworthy address can feel like half the battle, that simple promise is incredibly powerful. It speaks directly to what every serious international investor needs most. So for anyone out there seriously considering the Turkish Riviera, the path forward really is about finding that local expertise. And with a direct line of contact open 24/7, they make that first step pretty easy. The opportunity in Alanya is clear. The real question for any investor is just finding the right guide to help you navigate it.